And that's why I like watching my blues when I got time on my hands and ain't got work today. I don't have to worry about streaming what's coming on Netflix or leaving. Everything's always on these little discs in tight little snap covers. And that's why I love watching my blues. My blues. Ma Blues is a copyright by Twitter user @KimFall. That's UL, not two L's. Yo! Slopes up, bras! Welcome to another special edition of the GCap recap entitled My Blues. I'm GCap on most days. And I'm very excited that you've joined me for another special little edition here. For those of you who are first-time viewers, essentially here's what it is. You know, this is kind of goes on a different path than my longer movie reviews. You know, where I get all crazy and do all those crazy edits and stuff. And this is just, you know, something I do where I've been buying lots of Blu-rays and DVDs recently. Like I've got a problem, right? I need my blues. And I order them at all different times from all different outlets, and they all come here, and then I mix them all up back here, and I try to pull them out and like open them as a surprise. But you know, I've done this a couple times already, and it's Terminator timeline, like Hill Valley timeline kind of thing. Like as you're watching it, well, I guess there isn't really no surprise, you know, because it's not like I'm live, but you are not live, you know. So you're like, G-Re, we see what you're going to open. So I figured, like, you know, maybe I just kind of get a little bit more organized here, do a little bit quicker review of these things, break them up, don't do so many all at once, and let's just get into it, shall we? I think you know what blue I'm going to open, right? Even though it's not a surprise what it's going to be and all that like last time, I still figure I'll give you guys, like, you know, all the same excitement, all those little trigger warnings, like, oh, yeah, oh, the anticipation of opening the blue, or the DVD, or the blue. It's time to blue, right? Getting all crazy, huh? Getting all triggered, huh? Yeah, little, oh, poppy, oh, the packaging, oh, right? So let's just get into it, shall we? So, here if I take my trusty blade, oh, like Christmas. Christmas in March or April, whenever I decide to release this thing. And what is it? 1991's Ski School? Or should I say Ski School from 1991? Yes. Oh my God, I love this movie. All right, so like, I mean, obviously, like, first and foremost, right? Like, shark movies, like FTW, right? Right after shark movies, ski movies, right? Anything that has to do with ski movies, right? I mean, anything that has to do with skiing, excuse me, anything, right? Like, I don't know why, because, like, I don't ski, right? I've only skied, like, I don't know, maybe, like, less than 10 times in my life. But I don't know. There's some kind of infatuation with skiing. I mean, I've seen, like, every single skiing movie ever. Filmmakers, please. I don't have the money or the resources. Please make another ski comedy. It's about time. We've all been in shutdown long enough, but... So anyway, while I'm not going to, you know, this is still an unboxing video, because even though, like, there's no real surprise this time, because, you know, I'm opening the... I've already opened, you know, you know what I'm going to open, I should say. For all these here. What I'm going to do special this time, though, is I am going to open it. That's one thing I didn't do with the last ones. I should have just opened them. I only showed you what the disc looks like, or something like that. So, got my trusty blade. I'm gonna cut myself, because we're live, pal. Ooh, trigger, the sounds, the anticipation of it opening. All right, well, there. Well, at least I got that out of the way. Yeah, no, I love Ski School, right? I love this movie. It's funny, it's about skiing, and it has Dean Cameron in it. And pretty much I like any movie that Dean Cameron's in. I mean, he has yet to to dud me on anything. The premise of this movie is, you know, there's all these different sections that live on this mountain, and they're all classified from section 1 all the way down through section 8. And basically, those are like they're almost like considered tiers. So, you know, you have section 1, who are the ones that, you know, dominate all the races and everything every year, and they're the snobs, they're the elitists, they're the entitled, you know. And then you got all the way down. Our heroes, you know, are section 8. You know, who are the party animals and people that are crazy and like to have wild times and just go nuts party wise, like almost like our Animal House type of crowd. It me. I mean, they're the kind of people I would hang out with, right? So the leader of Section 1's name's Reed Jansen, who's played by Mark Thomas Miller, and you know, he's had enough. He wants to get rid of Section 8 once and forever because he feels like it brings the mystique and majesticness of his mountain down. So you know, he finally decides to go to the leader of Section 8, Dave Marshak, played by Dean Cameron, who is a really awesome skier too. It's just like, you know, they do that whole thing where he's like, you know, kind of like a snow mountain version of a beach bum, where, you know, he's like a surfer dude, you know, but only this time it's skiing. And he's really great. And but just because he's partying and all that, maybe he isn't always up to his peak level of athleticness. So they butt heads for the last time, and then they're gonna have this huge race, and whoever loses is off the mountain altogether. So as the batch of newbies that arrived at the mountain, you know, they go to try out so they can be put into the section based on how good they score, you know, like with certain like speeds and races and things like that. Well, I can't remember the name of his I can't remember the name of the character's name, but he's played by, and if I butcher your name and you're watching this, I'm very sorry, sir, Tom Bresnahan, who's also been in Twice Dead, the film Twice Dead, and The Brain. But I know him best for this movie. So, you know, he's actually a talented skier, but for some reason, I can't remember if they don't like where he's from, or he just rubs them the wrong way. So they basically, I mean, he is a level that should be with Section 1 based on talent, but for some reason they just give him to Section 8 and, you know, teach him a lesson by hanging out with, like, you know, the dreads of the mountain with those guys. But I mean, if anything, he, you know, eventually, I mean, you know, there's no spoiler alerts here. This movie's freaking ancient. He is an awesome skier. So much that he helps Section 8 save their jobs, win the races, you know, all their competitions against all the other sections, and become the new kings of the mountain. So they kind of Section 1 kind of screws themselves at the very, very beginning by tossing Bresnahan's character to the side. Like I said, again, if I butchered your name, I'm sorry. The cast, and it's cool. It has Dean Cameron, who plays Dave Marshak, the head of Section 8. Stuart Fracken plays Fitzgerald. So I remember those two guys and those two characters' names. And around the same time, these two gentlemen filmed They Came From Outer Space, which I've talked about in previous videos. Absolutely loved. Tom Bresnahan, like I said, I hope I'm saying his name right. Patrick, again, if I'm butchering your name, man, I'm sorry. I got a weird name too. Patrick Labrato? And if I nailed that, I've never heard them say that last name before. Like props to me. Hashtag props to me. If I didn't, hashtag please shame me. How about that? He was also with Dean Cameron in Summer School. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I'm missing. Like, I know Darlene Vogel's in it. She was in that show Pack Blue, which I know about because I used to watch, you know, Raw religiously back in the 90s. So WWF at the time and USA partnership, they'd always, you know, they'd have angles about cast characters from Pack Blue on there, which was always a fun time. So I remember her. So here's the cover. I mean, right now, like, if you didn't know what you were going to get into, just look at the cover. I mean, this is what I looked at back when I first rented it on VHS back in the day. Look. Okay. It's Dean Cameron looking between a woman's legs. I mean, I saw that. I was like, take my money. I know for some people, maybe not their thing, but definitely worth checking out. It is on HBO Max right now. So if you guys have that, you can check it out. It's also on Hulu. So I did check that out, but I needed to own it. I need my blues. God, my blues, bro. I'm not going to pay my water bill. I need my blues. Right? So let's take a look, shall we? So here's the cover. Here's the back. Charlie Spradling, who was in some B horror movies, is also in this movie. So I think she was married to like Jason or Jeremy London. I can't remember. She's married to one of the London brothers. It's not important. I'm just trying to think. She's in Puppet Master too. This the only thing this comes with is a trailer. That's kind of a bummer. One cool thing I learned about this movie before I show you the actual disc is I read this somewhere. So all of the skiing action that you see in the movie, I think even the littlest bit of skiing, not performed by any of the actors at all. There's no skiing footage in this movie that was performed by them. Apparently, I think after they wrapped principal photography, it was shot in another country with other people doing all the skiing and the stunts, and I guess they wore their clothes and all that. I didn't think it was like in a totally different country later on, and then all of it kind of spliced together. So let's take a look at the blue. God, I'm gonna break it. I would figure. Blue. Look at that. Cool little artwork. I don't know if that's supposed to be Dave Marshak, but there you go. Look at it. It's so wonderful. My blue. I'm not gonna eat for a week with my groceries because I need to buy my blues. And there you go, guys. So, Ski School from 1991, and yeah, if you have any, if you own this, or if you like the movie, or you freaking hate the movie, or whatever, yeah, please leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And follow me on my Instagram and Twitter social media accounts at GCap Recap. Very easy. And I also have a Facebook page as well, GCap Recap. And remember, anytime you watch my videos, you always have a seat at the bar. Till next time, my friends, slopes up, brah. Sit, Koopy, sit. Good dog.